I guess many people will breathe a sigh of relief now that Obama finally announced the US will take the lead in the fight against climate change. The US is on a mission, Obama says, and we have to accept some hardship maybe on the way. I think it's nice, but as we Dutch say, it's 2 voor 12. It's 2 to 12. It's almost too late. We really have only 5 years or something like that. 5 to 7 to 10 years maybe, to do something significant about climate change, and then it will be too late. And the reason for that is because there are natural feedback loops, positive feedback loops of course, that increase the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. And one of them, for instance, is the frozen tundra in the Siberia, which contains massive amounts of methane, which is a greenhouse gas, which are now thawing, and the methane is being released into the atmosphere. Another one was mentioned this week when it said that if the temperature globally on average increases by 2.5 degrees, then trees will no longer be a carbon sink, they will be a carbon source. And the course we are on right now, this means that this will happen. It will be 2 degrees and it will be more than 2 degrees. Nothing to do about it. And the only reason why we are on this course is because of job security, industry protection. And I was really wanted to talk about the position that people that are pro-climate change, pro-climate change mitigation should take in. They should take into consideration the huge advantage that the polluting industries have had over the last years. The last 8 years under Bush, but over a much longer period. They have been pillaging the world. They have been producing oil like mad. They have been depressing and suppressing alternative technologies, always telling people it's too expensive, it's too expensive, it's too expensive. And the cost will be enormous to everybody around the world if they are allowed to, let's say, talk 1 second more. It is really a situation in which you have, like, you find an arsonist and you arrest him, you put him you interrogate him and you talk to him and you ask him, you know, are you going to let this person to burn another sliver of paper, do anything more? No. You have found the culprit that is destroying your planet, and now he has to live with the fact that you need him. You need him to heat your home, let's say. So you want him to go around and light the fires in the fireplaces in the home. That's in this analogy, but nothing more. And as soon as possible, as you are able to have some other source of heat in your home, he's out of a job because he's a destructive force. And he has been a destructive force since the 60s, when the climate change problem already was known about. The greenhouse gas problem was known. And nothing was done because it was just outshouted or overshouted by the well-funded lobbies of the oil companies. And that's all so short-sighted, so much short-sightedness, that they really don't have a right to 1 millimeter of ground. So if the Republicans are going to protest against this cap-and-trade law and say, you know, we have to take it slow, we have to have more credits, we have to be subsidized, they need to be shut up if they do that, because they really are not responsible people. They really are not thinking about the future. They really are not, let's say, representatives of the people. Because would you like to be represented by somebody that says, let's say that somebody that's just eating up your 401k or your pension? That's what they are doing. They're destroying your future, and they should not be given 1 millimeter of ground, and even that might not be enough. Even if you totally shut up every climate skeptic and you take your own action, you still might be too prudent and too cautious in your action to have an effect. So keep that in mind.